What began as persistent rainfall rapidly turned into a major natural disaster, now considered one of the most severe floods to hit central China in over a decade. In Xianfang County, at the heart of Hubei province, drainage systems collapsed under record-breaking downpours. The equivalent of a month's worth of rain fell within just a few hours. Entire neighborhoods vanished under the floodwaters. Cars were swept away like toys. Hillside villages and low-lying districts. Initial reports indicate over 70,000 people were displaced, many fleeing with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Schools, hospitals, and local markets were inundated within minutes, leaving no time for preparation. Emergency sirens echoed throughout the region as rescue teams struggled to reach isolated areas where roads had collapsed and bridges were gone.
县城廊桥地段因山洪爆发。
In rural zones, the devastation was even more pronounced. Without real-time alerts or flood barriers, entire communities were engulfed as rivers burst their banks. Crops were destroyed, livestock lost, livelihoods wiped out. Fatalities have been reported, with dozens still missing. Rescue teams deployed helicopters and drones to scan for survivors, airlifting residents trapped on second floors. Survivors described water rising to the second story in minutes. Chaos, panic, and helplessness. Climate change is believed to be a key driver behind the scale and unpredictability of this event. Experts warn that a warming planet intensifies rainfall, especially in mountainous regions like Hubei, where the threat of landslides, mudflows, and rockfalls now looms large. Even as the waters recede, new dangers emerge. Weakened dams, cracked infrastructure, and saturated hillsides threaten further destruction. Some hospitals and power stations remain offline, while food and water shortages grow in isolated villages.
楼上啊，又是一年的大水啊，10多年的第一次大水，那不晓得干的没得了。哦，到。
我管到回人家去了。
家人们，扎西台这边这下面啊，水淹的这下面啊。
Amid this chaos, stories of resilience and unity shine through. Military units were deployed. Emergency shelters were set up in schools and government buildings. Volunteers flooded in, bringing food, medicine, and emotional support. Relief supplies were airdropped to villages inaccessible by land. Psychological teams are now working with children and families who've lost everything.
快去取得紧啊，快点！
现在你看这个陈家河的这个水哟，你看雾都温完了哈，你看这个外头那只雾一层都。
But this catastrophe is more than a weather event. It's a wake-up call. It reveals vulnerabilities in emergency planning and exposes the need for China and the world to adapt faster to a changing climate.